Hello, good people. This is Sean here,
And Evan.
and we shall review Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens.
More like the Force dwindles.
Or as someone on YouTube calls it, The Farce and Gorgeous. Which is kind of funny to think about it. So, okay, the video's not only done. Awesome. Awesome. So, Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens is a 2015 American space opera, epic space opera film produced, co-written, and directed by J.J. Abrams, the guy who gave us the first two Calvin Trek movies. It is the first installment of the Star Wars sequel trilogy following Return of the Jedi. Produced by Lucasfilm, Abrams' production company Bad Robot Productions, and distributed by Walt Disney Pictures. I'll get to that in a second. The film stars Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, may she rest in peace, by the way, Adam Driver, Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, Oscar Isaac, Lupita Nyong'o, Andy Serkis, Domhnall Gleeson, Anthony Daniels, who has been in almost every Star Wars movie except for Solo. Peter Mayhew, may he rest in peace as well, and Max von Sydow. It is the first Star Wars film to not significantly involve franchise creator George Lucas, and it is a shame. Set 30 years after Return of the Jedi, the film follows Rey, Finn, and Poe's search for Luke Skywalker and their fight in the Resistance, led by General Leia Organa and veterans of the Rebel Alliance against Kylo Ren and the First Order. It is successor to the Galactic Empire. It is the seventh film in the 9-part Skywalker saga. Like we said, this movie was directed by J.B. Abrams, written by Lawrence Kasdan Abrams, and the guy who wrote Toy Story 3, Michael Arndt. Music was done by John Williams, who does all the F7 movies. It was released December 18, 2015, with a runtime of 2 hours and 15 minutes. Budget was $360 million, and made over $2.068 billion, grossing to be the highest grossing Star Wars movie.
Oh, wow.
Yes, wow. We are so surprised, sir. So, before we get into the movie itself, let's go over a little backstory, shall we? So, I'm going to do what this movie doesn't do, backstory. But yeah.
Do what this movie doesn't.
So yeah, sometime after Revenge of the Sith, George wanted to say, you know what, the story became full circle, I'm done. Not to mention, people bitch and moan about the special editions in the prequel trilogy. So why would he want to make more movies? He even said, why would I keep making movies where people are just going to call you out and being such an asshole or whatever it was. So he eventually sold Lucasfilm to Disney for I think $4 billion, I read.
Oh, wow.
And he named Kathleen Kennedy his successor, and we'll get to her in a second. And so they announced apparently a Star Wars movie every single year, which is getting more fatigued than the MCU, which has been going for 10 plus years, which is also owned by Disney, by the way. And so basically George also wrote, like back in the 80s, I think, before he did the prequel trilogy, wrote treatments for the sequel trilogy, but apparently once Disney got their hands on the movies, they're like, garbage, you people over there, you make movie. And so that's pretty much what happened. They basically kicked George out and basically told him, fuck you, I guess. Let's see. And so we basically got The Force Awakens, essentially. Alright, so you talk about the movie since I went over a little bit of backstory on this.
Yeah, really wasn't that great. Really wasn't that great.
It has its okay, I'll say it has its moments, but comparatively to the other 6 movies, not so much. Because there are 2 things this movie's missing. Backstory and a reason for existing.
You forgot third. Logic and common sense.
That too. Like, literally, that's what this movie's missing, obviously. It's mainly, like, where's all the setup? Like, how did we get to this point? Because the last time I checked, and I checked very recently, my friend, the rebellion won. How did we get here? Like, all we're told is the First Order rose from the ashes of the Empire. That's it. Like, what happened? Like, because the rebellion won. Why is Luke in hiding? Because the whole point of this movie is they're trying to find a map to Luke Skywalker, which in the next movie completely becomes redundant, which means pointless, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
pretty much.
I wanted to make sure I got that word right.
Moot, redundant.
Pointless.
Same words. All synonyms.
But yeah, the point is, like, and they even bring back the OT characters for absolutely no reason and do almost nothing with them. And even regress them in some cases, like Han Solo. Let's talk about Han, since he's the main principal original character. Because in the original trilogy, he was like a fucking arc from selfish smuggler to a high-ranking rebellion general, and in this movie, he's back to being a smuggler again,
and being more arrogant than ever before.
Yeah, but that's always been Han. To be honest, Han's always been kind of an asshole in a way. Even when he was a rebellion general, he's still kind of an asshole.
Yeah, but still, to go back and then be more annoying than ever when he was that way before.
They kind of say in the movie that when their son turned, spoilers, the big villain is their son. By the way, I mean this movie's like 4 years old, and Rise of Skywalker came out this year with me and you. We shall totally watch and complete this trilogy.
I'm not seeing that theaters though. I'm not wasting
Dude,
money.
you don't have to. Trust me. How do you think I got these two movies?
I can't say for legal reasons.
Yes. Yeah, by the way, I haven't seen this movie in like 3 years. I gave the DVD away this year for my birthday, which I was quite happy with. And after seeing this movie, I kind of found out why I haven't watched this in 3 years. This is not a good movie, despite what people want to say.
It's my first time watching it, and I can see why.
Yes. I mean, like, people are entitled to their opinion. That's awesome. If people want to say this is an awesome movie, you are incredibly entitled to your opinion. I'm not going to judge you. I may not understand why you like it, but have at it. But yeah, back to Han. Anyway, yeah, Han Solo is like a smuggler again for reasons of
why.
Well, yeah, why? Because like they say in the movie when their son turned to the dark side, that Han and Leia went back to the things they were most good at, which with Han was being a smuggler. But think about it, Han. Your son is what, in his 30s now? You're not going to go after your adult son to try and save his ass? No, just go back to being a smuggler and be a deadbeat dad. Wow, awesome. Thanks, Han.
No, but apparently every male character in this movie has to be looked down on, while it's the female ones that suck.
Oh, that's highlighted in the next movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you remember, I think it's Jurassic Park. You remember that female doctor?
Oh.
Laura Dern? Yeah, she's a royal bitch in the next movie. She's without the royal part. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. Much later. Anyway, let's see. What else do we want to talk about? Let's talk about our main leads this time around.
Okay.
Oscar Isaac, Daisy Ridley, and John Boyega.
Yeah, whatever the no-names are.
You ever watch X-Men Apocalypse?
Nope.
Oh, then you do not know who Oscar Isaac is.
No, they didn't do that one yet.
I'll tell you this. It's better than this movie.
Oh, yeah, I believe that in a heartbeat. Heck, that Keep movie we watched made more sense than this. Felt more consistent, too.
And that was chopped to bits.
Yeah, like what, 3/4 of it?
I think it was supposed to be a 3.5 hour movie. And they shot like 2 hours out of it.
Yeah.
And they shot at least 2 hours out of it, I think. But yeah.
Yeah, that movie made more sense.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Poe is pretty much nothing, because originally he was supposed to die in this movie. Because originally that was the original plan, Poe was supposed to die. But he gets nothing in this movie. Like,
Poe, the guy that...
Poe was the one that Finn befriended.
Oh, that guy. I mean, the guy that had no point to be cared about because he came and went.
Pretty much the one that we thought died until we got back to the rebellion base.
And then
I'm sorry. The resistance base. I'm sorry.
I didn't care. It's like a slump.
Yeah, because that's the thing. There's no backstory in this movie. There's no exposition to there's no world building, no backstory. So why should we even care about this conflict if you're not going to set it up? Now I know people will say, well, the original movies didn't explain how the Empire came to power. It's like that was a clean slate though. We were in Luke's shoes the whole movie. With this, we're like 3 steps ahead of the characters. So yeah. You want to talk about Finn now?
No, not really. I just didn't really care for it.
Neither did I, but I'll say this. So, they say in the movie that these new stormtroopers, were essentially stolen from their families at birth and, I guess, programmed to be obedient. But yet, all of a sudden, Finn can break it somehow.
Why?
Just honestly, just I mean, you'd think that they would recondition these stormtroopers every so often to be obedient, but no, he just can just break it all of a sudden. And yeah, I love how, and I know you're not talking much, but I'm gonna let you talk now. But I love how in the beginning of the movie, he doesn't want to kill the villagers, but yet maybe 5 minutes later, he has no problem slaughtering his own. Like, inconsistent that is. Okay, I'm gonna let you talk now because I've been talking for like almost 10 minutes. I'll let you talk now. Before we get to Ray, I'll let you talk a little bit.
No, Ray, we still got yet to get to her.
Yeah, because she's supposed to be the Luke of this trilogy. Yeah.
Yeah. More like the fluke of this movie.
Fluke. I mean, look, I'll say this about Daisy Ridley. She does do good with what she's given, but she's not really given much.
She's given bullshit.
Pretty much, yeah.
Her character is bullshit.
Yeah, and considering how in the next movie, spoilers, she's a nothing. She's basically a nobody. So why should we even care?
Yeah.
Because, look, say what you want about Luke and Anakin, they at least had reasons for doing what they wanted. You know, Anakin always dreamed of being a Jedi. He even tells that to Qui-Gon Jinn. It was something he's always dreamed of doing. And Luke just wanted to follow in his father's footsteps. What compels Rey? Why does Rey even, I don't know. We don't know.
She does it because we need real-world politics in the fictional world. It's called fantasy
do me a favor.
for a reason. We
do me a favor.
To escape from reality.
Yes, do me a favor, though.
Yeah.
Go give me my Wonder Woman Blu-ray and my Underworld movies. Because I know I'm going to be getting this comment. I know. You're on the right shelf but the wrong section. No. Okay, now, no, down. Right there. Now my Underworld movies on the other shelf. Because I know I'm going to be getting this comment in the comment section. So before either of you people choose to call me sexist for shitting on this trilogy, I have these movies which all have female leads.
Who are badass and have a reason to be.
Yes, and this movie kicks Captain Marvel's movie in the nutsack. In case I don't talk about that movie. Because yeah, pretty sad DC beat Marvel to the punch on a female-led superhero movie. But yeah, I'm not talking about Captain Marvel right now. Although that movie's just, yeah. But yeah, let's talk about Rey. God damn, James Bond must be weak-minded.
Yeah.
Because you know how in Attack of the Clones, Anakin says the Jedi mind trick only works on the weak minded?
Mm-hmm.
God damn, does James Bond have a weak mind, apparently?
Yeah, because apparently it's also said you need to have a clear mind. You have to go.
Yeah, but she says, and you'll drop your weapon. It's like, the way she says it's like her mind is racing.
Yeah. Drop your weapon. Or drop that weapon.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, really?
Yeah, and she can just master the Jedi mind trick with no problem. Who taught it to her? Nobody. And even at the end of the movie, when she fights Kylo Ren, or I'm sorry, Darth Tantrum as I call him, because yeah, I like how people call Anakin a whiny bitch, but yet totally ignore the fact that Kylo Ren throws tantrums. Hypocritical, are we?
That's all I heard. That's literally all I heard during that scene when he was hacking his computer apart.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Jeez.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But yeah, okay. We're gonna talk about Luke. Okay, I would say we were talking about Luke, but Luke doesn't really do anything in this movie. He just turns around and drops his hood.
Oh wow.
And yeah, even Mark Hamill's like, so I'm like, I'm reading the script, making points of where everyone mentions me, like talking about Skywalker, the sword of Skywalker, etc., etc. And he's like, I get to the point of the, and he's like, oh baby, this might be really good. And he gets to the end, he's like thinking how, okay, remember the scene we saw where the lightsabers in the snow trickle on a bit, and it shoots over past Kylo Ren? Mm-hmm. He's like, oh baby, this is where I'm coming in. He's like, what the? It goes through Rey. But I need to training. And then like, oh, I like how Hamill's at a convention. He's like, but then people would tell you that you didn't have any training either. He's like, but then he's like, yeah, but I had to go save my friends. What's her excuse, basically? Because, yeah, Luke did abandon his training. He never finished it. But he at least had an excuse. Was to go save his friends. What's Rey's excuse?
Nothing.
Exactly. But yeah, anyway, like I said though, so
his excuse is because he was doing a noble deed and the Force is a spiritual thing. It was acting upon the goodness of what he was doing.
But anyway, okay, so like I said, there's a lightsaber trickle in the snow, shoots past Kylo Ren and goes right to Rey. It's like, why?
Because she's a pretty girl. That's the only reason. That's the only reason.
Yeah, and I like how people want to say that
I'm much rather be handled by pretty girl who does nothing than whiny emo fag who wants
and I like how people want to defend the Rey winning the flashbacks, saying, "Oh, it's because Kylo was injured." Yes, that is true. But one, every time Chewie or Han even shot the bowcaster, it knocked someone flat on their ass and possibly killed them. But yet Kylo just has a little weak sting there. So how is he still walking? You know? Also, people want to say the reason why Rey won is because she closed her eyes and let the Force flow through her. I'm being reminded of a line from The Empire Strikes Back where Luke's like, I feel the Force, and everyone's like, but you cannot control it. So just because she can feel the Force doesn't mean she can fucking control it. Jesus Christ. And again, I know I'm talking more than you, and I deeply apologize. I deeply apologize, my friend.
This is fun.
I deeply apologize, my friend, but this new era of movies, it's like, what is logic? What is this logic that these other movies have had? There is none.
Why do you think I almost turned my back completely on Hollywood and went to B-rated and indie films? It seems like that's the only way you can get actual meaning or common sense in your movies.
Yeah, and why do you think Ruffalo was able to do the Hulk in the Avengers movies? Because he's probably been doing nothing but indie movies. Because the way the Marvel contracts are is you have to be available for just about any time. That's probably why Ruffalo was able to do the Hulk, because he's been doing indie movies mostly. But yeah, that's Marvel. Marvel's awesome though, by the way.
This one,
but yeah, not so much. Oh, and wait until we watch Last Jedi. That's worse. Even the audience agrees, because the last I checked, the audience score for that was like 40 something. Give me your phone. I'll check real quick. I'm gonna let you talk a little bit.
But yeah, it was just awful. Like nothing. Everything felt rushed. Nothing felt real. Like I said, we're tearing Rey apart, and I was like, oh, what did she do?
Like, here's the thing though. I'm not against the idea of a female Force user. We've had that before in the Clone Wars cartoons. The earlier movies had female Jedi. That's not
older books.
Like there's that too. There's nothing wrong with a female Force user, but they've at least had the training. Rey hasn't.
Yeah, I actually heard that scene was ripped out of something that was supposed to be a past Star Wars project, because there was that back in, I think it was the late '70s. No, must have been like '86.
Ooh, it's even lower than I thought.
Haha.
That's even lower than I thought.
You probably heard the whole idea of that one Star Wars.
Spirit of the Mind's Eye.
Splinter in the Mind's Eye.
That was. A fun fact about that, my friend. That was originally supposed to be the script for Empire Strikes Back. Had A New Hope not done well. That's what I heard. I could be wrong though.
Yeah, no, I heard that.
But then obviously New Hope did well, and so they just decided to publish that as a book.
And then afterwards, they were intending to turn that into its own standalone movie, but then things went out and
they decided not to.
Nope, they just mixed things into this series, and the fight scene on the ice planet was ripped out of that book. But the way they do it is like, it fucking pissed me off how they do it. With the book, the concept was, if you've never read it, that they were going after this device that was supposed to, kind of up the power of Force users. Like, people that use the Force, they would have more enhanced abilities. So Luke and Leia were going after that, as well as, of course, Darth Vader. And there was this part where
the Kyber crystal.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about that because it was in George's old notes.
So there was a part in...
Oh, no, this one. 87%. Speak, my friend. Speak.
Shit. But yeah, the concept was... But there was a part in that book where apparently there was a fight. Luke fighting Vader on the planet, and Luke gets cut down. Well, he gets injured. He's not dead, but... And then Leia ends up using force powers that she had built up to be able to, actually reach out and get his lightsaber, and then she would use that and battles Darth Vader in like an adrenaline-fueled rage. And they took that and put it in this movie with such bullshit concept. What was that? Was that Finn? Yeah, that was Finn, wasn't it?
What, the black stormtrooper guy?
Well, the guy who was fighting Kylo Ren during that scene on the ice planet.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so apparently he gets cut down, and then, as you can see, she's like she's not even existent, she's not even there, and then Kylo Ren is using his force powers to get the lightsaber, and she has even stronger ones somehow, and he's able to take it and fight him.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Like,
it's all kind of weirdness.
It just felt rushed. The whole movie felt rushed.
Yeah, well,
it was like nothing even felt focused upon. It was just going to the next thing.
It didn't seem like there were any real stakes.
No.
Because I even told this to you when they were showing Han's death. By the way, yeah, Han dies. Because it's no secret. Here's your phone. It's no secret that Harrison Ford has wanted to kill Han Solo since Return of the Jedi. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Even Lawrence Kasdan wanted to do that. Because both Ford and Kasdan thought it would help the story, which I can kind of understand where they're going with. Because having Han die very early would kind of up the stakes because we start to worry about all our favorite characters. So I kind of get where they were going with, but with here, there's no emotional gut punch really because it was the only scene that he and Kylo had. So had you shown us maybe a flashback or so of Kylo as a child with Han and Leia raising him, we might have some emotional stakes there. But there was none. Mm-hmm. Now I've already mentioned Marvel before in this video. I'm going to jump over to it. And we're already at 20 minutes basically of this video. Well, Phantom Menace was nearly 40 minutes, so why not? But yeah, when we get...
Yeah, but that movie actually has stuff to talk about.
Go fetch me my Guardians 2. It should be there somewhere. It's on the very bottom shelf above my Hobbit movies. Yes, very good, sir. Okay. Now, spoilers for this movie. It is a 2-year movie, like Last Jedi was. And this is infinitely better, though. But when Yondu dies in this movie, spoilers, it's more of an emotional gut punch because you had more screen time to develop Yondu as a character, especially when you have this whole, side plot with Yondu, Rocket, Groot, and Kraglin. There's more investment in Yondu as a character because you see him bond with Rocket and Groot, so where at the end of the movie, again, many spoilers for this movie, Rocket gives him the air ring and the flight vest thing. He's like, the spacesuit and arrow ring, I have one of each. And it's like where this is going. When Rocket's like, I only got one of each. You know where it's going. That Yondu's going to sacrifice himself to save Quill. And especially when Yondu's taking Quill up in the air, he's like, he may have been your father, boy, but he wasn't your dad. He's talking about ego. Mm-hmm. And it was such an emotional gut punch seeing Yondu go out. Because in the first movie, you're led to believe that Yondu's just a piece of shit scoundrel, like Han wasn't a New Hope. But yet you grow through the movie learning that Yondu's actually a sympathetic guy in a way. And that's what made it awesome and sad when he died. But in this, it's like we don't really have anything. The only thing we have is that, Han Solo is a character we've known for 40 years. That's about it.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing important about that.
Not at all.
No, not at all. Nope, not at all. Not important.
So, yeah, and also, I'm not going to make you get it, but I'm going to mention here. Another J.J. Abrams movie, which is Star Trek 09, which also had a Marvel actor which also had a Marvel actor, Chris Hemsworth, who is the mighty Thor now, or now known as Fat Thor. Watch Endgame, you know what I mean? But yeah, Hemsworth only had 12 minutes in that movie, and he had a more, I didn't even cry at it, but I'll admit, he had a more heroic death. Because he was sacrificing himself to, I guess, destroy the Narada, which was, wow, that villain is so forgettable, I don't remember his name. Nero, that's what the name was. I was going to say, wow, that villain's so forgettable, I forgot his name. But yeah, he plunged the Kelvin into the Narada, which was a more heroic Blaze of Glory death. Which was actually Hemsworth's first movie, by the way. Star Trek was Hemsworth's first movie.
Really?
Yeah, before he did Thor.
Huh. Did not know that. That's pretty interesting.
So yeah. But yeah, it's pretty sad when both Michael Rooker in Guardians 2 and Chris Hemsworth's death in Star Trek felt more weight in a way. Even though Hemsworth was only 12 minutes, you still felt something. Because he was sacrificing himself on the day of his son's birth, knowing he would never see his son grow up. So you at least felt something there. But again, with Han, just no.
No.
And I have a question for you, my friend. Actually, two.
Okay.
Where did Anakin's lightsaber come from? Because we saw that fall on Bespin. You don't know?
Nope.
Where did Kylo Ren get Vader's helmet? Because last I checked, Luke burnt that on Endor.
Space eBay?
Sounds good to me, I guess. Because that's the thing. That's why it's like I said. There's no backstory in this movie. There's no backstory. There's no world building. There's no anything.
Where's the beef?
Where's the beef? Did someone watch Celebrity Deathmatch?
No, I'm just remembering the old Wendy's commercials.
Oh. But yeah, that's like, I mean, shit on the prequels all you want. They at least had world building, backstory, setup, all that stuff. That's not here at all. And I know people want to say, well, they don't have to answer every question in the first movie. That's why the sequels are for. Well, to be honest, the sequel is kind of lazy because you have Rian Johnson's basically throwing away what J.J. Abrams did. He's like, fuck it, I'm just going to do whatever I want. And we'll get to that movie later. It's like, oh. I'm about done, man. I don't know what I can say now. So let's at least talk about the music, I guess.
Yeah.
And the effects, because, yay, they have real sets and practical effects. Whoopie-doo.
Yeah. No.
I mean, people want to say that George went overboard with the CG, but here's the thing. If you're going to try to make it like the original movies, don't use any CG, and Snoke is CG. Played by a very underused Andy Serkis. Don't get me wrong. I love Andy Serkis.
So
He's
do I.
awesome.
I like Gollum.
Yeah, Gollum's awesome, even though he was only in The Hobbit for 20 minutes, but that makes sense because that's all he had in
Lord
the
of the
book.
Rings for like what, the
But no,
entire
here's the thing. No, what I'm saying is, because I know people are going to bitch me for saying, oh, how this movie wasted Andy Serkis, but yet I didn't complain about The Hobbit. But here's the thing with The Hobbit. That's all he had in the book.
Yeah, that one scene.
Yeah, that's all he had in the book was Riddles in the Dark. So that's not a waste. Plus, you had Andy Serkis there to be second unit director until he had to go off and do Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
That was a better movie than this by a long fucking shot.
Up fucking top!
I like all those.
That whole trilogy's better than these movies. But let's talk about the music real quick, 'cause I'm pretty sure you want to wrap this up as I do.
Excuse me.
Even though
it
you
was
have...
all right. It was
Okay, is there anything you want to say? Because I've talked for like 90% of this video.
Pretty much you did my bitching for me. It's like, thank you, come on. It's like, hey. I mean, I was going to bitch about Finn and Bray.
Oh, go ahead then. Go ahead, man. Because I don't want my opinion being the only one here. Because nine times out of 10, it's you're the one talking.
I wanted to flick Ray off with every fucking scene she was in. Like, one of the first things. Oh, they're running, trying to get a spaceship. Hey,
She's like, don't. Yeah, it's like...
No, that thing is garbage.
Yeah.
Let's use this. It's blown up.
It's blown up. And it's like, the garbage will do. And it hands over to the Millennium Falcon's like, okay, sweetheart, that is not garbage. That is a piece of junk.
Get it right.
Exactly, get it right. But it's just like, wow, the Falcon. And it's not flown by Han Solo. Why? I don't know.
I don't know. And yeah, here we have this girl who never piloted before.
She basically says, I think she said she piloted ship before, but she's never left the planet or something. I don't remember, but it pretty much sounded like she never left the planet.
That's her way of saying.
But it's like, so if you've never piloted a ship before, how are you able to do that weird move where you basically shut the engine off and then just go like that to where Finn can shoot the gun? But it's like, so for someone who's never piloted a fucking ship before, you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
10 minutes to get out of the freaking parking lot for that.
And dude, that's the
crashing
thing.
Into everything there.
Yeah, pretty much. And then here's the thing: she doesn't have a co-pilot, but yet she's still able to do it all.
You can't do that.
Because you see her reaching over, pressing buttons. She's like, it's kind of hard without a co-pilot. It's like, well, you seem to be doing pretty much a good job on your own.
That's physically impossible. Even planes, you can't fly with only one person.
Pilot, yeah. You kind of need a co-pilot considering how big the plane is.
Yeah, you got this huge computer board that freaking long. Oh sure, yeah, you and your puny ass girl arms can really be holding on to the steering apparatus while pushing everything
Okay,
else.
because I'm pretty sure you're in the comments with section. Is there any female-led movie you like? You may want to put that out now before we get the comments for the sexism.
This series, Resident Evil.
I've heard Resident Evil sucks.
I like them. She's badass.
Oh, the fun fact though, did you know the Resident Evil final chapter basically takes a giant dump on all 5 movies?
Hey, still, they're not the greatest.
They're not plot.
But at
they're
least
not plot.
they have
They're not
female?
continuity holes. They're plot canyons, my friend. No, seriously, the first 2 Resident Evil movies basically state that Ashmore was the one that invented the T-virus and his daughter was the origin of the Red Queen, but yet we get in final chapter like, no, it's this other guy named Dr. Marcus and his daughter Alicia. And they're all run by the same guy. That's what makes it weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's Resident Evil.
I have no problem with female lead.
Yeah,
roles. Like
no,
I said,
then
I
do
like
I, 'cause
Underworld.
I love Wonder Woman. That's a fucking awesome
I'm a
movie.
huge Mila Jovovich fan. Even I like what was it called? Ultraviolet. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna admit that movie sucked, but she kicked ass in it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah,
damn,
and
she kicked ass.
Yeah, and Evangeline Lilly's awesome in the Ant-Man movies.
Which ones?
Ant-Man,
Oh, Amy.
Marvel, all right.
Okay, for a minute I thought you said Amityville. I'm sorry.
No, I think you're thinking about Ryan Reynolds. I think he was in that remake. I know, I'm just saying. But yeah, Evangeline Lilly's awesome in the Ant-Man movies, and she was awesome in the Hobbit movies. I mean, yeah, the Hobbit really didn't do anything.
Other
didn't really do with her, anything with her.
female-led heroes.
Didn't really give her character much
Battle
ending.
Angel.
Alita, Battle Angel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that movie.
The female cyborg from Ghost in the Shell, and in this case I'm talking about in this case I'm talking about the original anime movie.
Yeah, speaking of, okay, ScarJo's in the MCU, and she's badass.
Yeah.
She's been in like 7 movies, I think of it. She's doing Iron Man 2, all 4 Avengers movies, both Captain America sequels. She's fucking awesome in those movies. So don't you tell me I'm sexist, people. I have spoken.
We both have spoken.
But yeah, let's probably just end this turkey.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know exactly why you said it that way, too.
Why?
Yeah, because of that review you read on IMDb like 2 minutes ago.
Oh, no, I've heard that phrase before as much as that.
Yeah, but still.
And yeah, I think the biggest problem with this movie, and I do think the biggest problem, my friend, forget the lack of backstory, the so-so music. It is John Williams, but it's not London, it's New York.
No,
which I think is the problem with it. Because, and I'm not sure if you've heard this before, but I think some people said that, you remember how when it blasts the title Star Wars, you're supposed to feel like
punch in the face.
You're supposed to feel like a punch.
Ow.
Sorry about that, but yeah. I mean, would you rather I literally punch you in the face?
A coffee cup to the face.
But seriously, would you rather I punch you literally in the face?
Well, you didn't have to punch me at all.
Okay.
I know what the point is, you dipshit.
Okay, put it this way. Fake punch, son. See, okay, when they blast the title Star Wars, it's supposed to be kaplunk, like a fake punch, like a punch to the face. But yeah, with this, it's basically just that.
It's not even that.
But you get the point. I'm going with this, right?
And I actually miss the 20th century music.
Yeah, you and me both. We missed the 20th century.
That's one of the things that probably made it so awesome too. The movie, even before you get to the movie, starts off with that fantastic music.
Dun 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 dun.
So even before you get to the movie, you agree with epic music. This silence.
Nope. Not so much.
Silence and not even Lucasfilms.
That's the thing, man. I don't know why, and this is the Marvel movies too. I don't know why the Disney logo doesn't appear. Because even that Last Jedi fan art that I told you about, I actually added the Disney logo just to be funny. Like, just to be funny, I'd put it in there.
Yeah, just everything. The entire movie seemed to be dumbed down. Like I said, it just seemed like it was going from one thing to the next. And nothing even felt like it was fixed or figured out or anything.
Although I did like, my friend, when the lightsaber call to Rey, we actually got to hear both Alec Guinness and Ewan McGregor. That was pretty cool.
It would have been better if it was going to someone who actually deserved it.
Though it makes no sense why she would be hearing Obi-Wan, considering she's not really relative to this. I mean, unless they pull something in episode 9, but they very well could. I don't know.
I'm not holding my breath.
You and me both, brother. But I did like what they did, though. They were able to take Alec Guinness saying the word afraid and just rip off the A and the D to where it says Frey. And then McGregor's like, these are your first
inspirational.
Dude, you do know Alec Guinness passed away back in 2000.
Yeah.
So they really couldn't have him come in and say the words. But I did like what they were trying to do, though. I'll admit, I liked that. And I also liked how, despite the fact they kind of run undone Han's character growth, I'll admit, the one thing I kind of liked about it, other than him keeping a sarcastic, dickish attitude, I like that too. I mean, it's Harrison Ford, you know, how can he not? But I like how there's kind of an evolution in a way with him. In a way. Because you have it, he's like, you know, ancient weapons are no match for good blast with your sidekick. I've seen a lot of strange things. But there's not enough to believe me believe all powerful force controlling everything. You know what I mean? There's no mystical force, energy controlling my destiny. But yet in this movie, like 34 years later, he's like, it's true.
All of it.
The Force, the Jedi, it's all true. I'm like, okay, that's awesome. Because it's actually a progression of something of his character.
But
and
then they throw everything else away.
pretty much. And Leia doesn't even appear in the movie until like an hour and 20 minutes in.
Oh, and she's
barely even in it.
I mean, she's gonna go and hug Rey, a person she's never met before. She
a complete stranger, other than someone you've known for 30 fucking years.
Yeah. Oh, it's that hard to hug Chewie and Han, but you can easily hug her like she's your best sister.
Okay, in the immortal words of Bruce Willis, yippee-ki-yay,
motherfucker. I know you were trying not to swear, but I'm gonna put it in there because I'm mad.
Oh no, I was kind of hoping you would finish it. But yeah, I mean, look, if people enjoy this movie, fucking A, have at it. I sold this movie off for my birthday this year when I went to the Sweet Play.
Good.
I think I bought that, and no, actually, Wonder Woman came with Batman v Superman off Amazon, and I actually bought this instead. And I sold Force Awakens, got this, Lego Batman, Logan, a bunch of other better movies. Even Punisher and Spider-Man Homecoming. I actually sold the Amazing Spider-Man movies to get Homecoming. I don't like the Amazing movies.
Even the first one was all
Even Andrew Garfield didn't like those ones. He said he was disappointed with how Spidey was written. Just like how Hamill was disappointed with how Luke's written in the last shot. But yeah, we're already coming up on
some credit, but it was still.
We're already coming up on 40 minutes, my friend.
Oh.
So anything else you want to say?
I hate the movie. The only things
I found it disappointing. We'll say that.
The only things I liked about it was
maybe the music.
Well, yeah, that even though it was very weak.
But yeah, I like how people
even during the battle sequences, it seemed weak.
Oh, speaking of, didn't you mention how you liked one battle scene?
Yeah, it was the last one, just because
like the space battle at the end.
Yeah, because
it
still looked good, but then.
Oh yeah, and I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry for interrupting you. I know I'm talking about. I don't mean to interrupt. But yes, totally have not seen a space battle trying to take down a planet-destroying weapon shown simultaneously with a lightsaber fight on said planet-destroying weapon. Haven't seen that before, have I?
Number 6, and it was longer, more detailed, and better.
Yes.
And actually, accomplished stuff other than this, which did not.
Exactly.
And
because literally, they talk about how they take shields down. Okay. They have to actually go through a trench run, like a New Hope, to destroy the weapon. This sounds fucking familiar, all of it. And that's the biggest criticism people have said of this movie, that it feels too much like a retread.
And just that,
yes, it does.
Just that first scene with the Millennium Falcon when she went into that tube, and the bomber got the what was it called? The TIE fighter was after them. It felt too much like number 6. I'm going into the inside of the Death Star.
Oh, dude, wait till we watch the battle on Cray. That literally has the same music. I mean, it literally
it's just stupid. There was no way they could have done anything like that. She starts off like she said, she's really never piloted. It takes her 10-15 minutes of around.
And she knows how to fix the Falcon.
I'm talking this time. It takes her literally 10 to 15 minutes fumbling around, getting off the ground, getting on the fucking park lot, crashing anything, and then just like that, she has the know-all of Chuck Yeager.
And she can also, make the noxious gas fly out, which it does nothing. There's no gas, no suffocation or anything.
No.
And yeah, way to show us the training ball, the board game that Chewie played with R2, And the Minoc masks they used in Empire Strikes Back.
For what?
Awesome!
Nothing.
Fan service! How about making something original, why don't you? You know, actually make a reason for this movie to exist rather than just be a remake of A New Hope.
A remake of all three of them at the same time.
Pretty much, yeah, but this felt more of a remake of A New Hope, though. But that's what I'm saying is, actually make this movie worth existing rather than just a retry. Because they said to us before the movie came out, this is going to be an original story focusing on the original cast members. Where was that? Was that the Michael Arndt script that never got made, I guess?
Maybe.
Because, dude, you've seen Toy Story 3, right?
Yeah.
That movie's awesome. Michael Arndt wrote that movie.
It was pretty
Maybe
cool.
with some help, but he wrote that movie. His name is credited as a screenwriter. That's an awesome movie. How is this not? Oh, that's right. His script wasn't used, obviously. But still, you have Lawrence Kasdan, who wrote Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Two awesome movies. Again, I ask, how is this not awesome? I don't know either, my friend. I do not know. I don't know. Okay, so we're about to reach 40 minutes. Anything else would we...
Cut it.
Cut it?
Cut it like the plague it is. Cut the tumor from the vessel.
Anything else?
No.
Alright. So we're going to...
Ratings.
Yes, where would you rate this one from?
2.
I'm going to go a little higher and say 3 because I did like some of the... Like, I did like the music. And I thought the acting was decent.
I think I gave it a 2. 1 for acting, 1 for music.
Okay, then I'll go probably 2.5 then maybe. I don't know.
Oh, using decimals and fractions now.
Shut up. But in all seriousness, though, we're going to rate this roughly a 2 and a 2.5. We did not care for this movie at all.
I would much rather watch paint dry. At least that would have a real ending, and it would have, a reason to happen.
Yes. What he said. And real quick, I like how in this movie they try to say that Kylo feels the pull to the light. Where is the pull? He's not done one good thing.
Where's the light?
Yeah, I mean, look, say what people want about Anakin in the prequels. He at least had a temptation of the dark side. Do you remember when his mother died in the Tusken camp? He fucking slaughtered all of them.
Women and children.
Yeah, so we at least saw his, I guess, inclination to do dark things. But here, it's like, he decapitates somebody, destroys a wall.
Commits patricide?
Yeah, patricide. Forced torture somebody, I guess. Like, where's the good? Where's the good? You know what I mean? Where's the good? Where's the pull to the light? It's called show, don't tell. God. I think we should end this now.
Yes. My thoughts exactly.
Goodbye.
This movie.
You're going to be saying that twice about Last Jedi, aren't you, probably?
Probably.
Goodbye.
See you later.
Alligator.